live on Gaia Warriors. Just coming to you live from Los Angeles, East LA. Just gonna quickly ground exercises and then share a news update of what's going on, the current things in LA and with this media transforming and uniting the planet. So if you can just bring your awareness into your breath, relax your body, feel your heartbeat. Just take a big deep breath in and then exhale. Just relax your shoulders, feel the energy that surrounds you. Just bring the energy of nature, the earth. Just giving gratitude for all of life, for this moment, for water, for Gaia.
Just being present, letting all thoughts aside. This is the moment that you gift into yourself, your own self-care, the moment to drop in and really find out about what's going on in the world. No censorship, no agenda, except the agenda to make a new, better world for everybody.
Yeah, so we have a few topics that we want to cover today. Just what's going on in current. So there's four things. The first being the movie Seaspiracy, which we're going to cover, and then going into saving the Bellona wetlands here in LA, and then sharing the inspiring stories of the closed loop zero waste systems, and then our campaign to share this movie during this media. Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit? Oh, and the in LA. So there's an organization called We Are Uno, which we learned about from the conversation, and their mission is to provide plant-based food for everyone in LA, starting here in LA, which is super exciting in West LA. And so all these amazing projects need to be heard. All these important projects should get to mainstream. That's really the mission, is to reach the mainstream, to awaken us to all these amazing things that we can do as individuals linking into these projects. And we're going to start with Seaspiracy because that's really the current right now.
I think it's really great that you kind of spoke about the plant-based thing that We Are Uno are doing, because that for me is the answer to all of our problems right now. And that's very connected with Seaspiracy, because Seaspiracy is all about overfishing. And Flo and I watched it a couple of days ago, and it's literally like ingrained into my brain. That video, that movie just really shook me to the core, and I always kind of knew about how bad it was, but not to the extent of what they showed us in that film. I really encourage you to watch it, especially if you yourself eat fish, because not only is it really destroying our environment on such a humongous scale, but to find out what exactly is in the fish that is going into your own bodies. Because unfortunately, that's how human nature is. We care more about ourselves than we care about the planet. That's kind of been evident in the behaviors that's resulted in these atrocious acts. And we are hoping to shift that and to bring in more awareness to what's happening in our environment, and we hope to inspire the hearts of the world, because basically just by you going to the supermarket and just consuming and buying all this stuff without realizing what the consequences are of those actions is really what's causing so much destruction right now. And I know it's very hard to say that because the governments and corporations should be doing their bit, and they really should. I mean, the government should not be allowing these corporations to destroy what they are destroying. They should be held more accountable, but at the end of the day, the corporations are paying the governments off, and they're all in just cahoots with each other, and unfortunately we can't rely on them. So we have to now turn to ourselves, and change has to come at an individual level, because these governments are driven by profit, and that's the only thing that they are swayed by. And that's why I like some of the work that some of these non-profits do, because they boycott certain brands or corporations, and then that's the only way that we can get laws changed or get these corporations corporations to change their ways is by boycotting them. And so that's why it does really come to an individual level, because every time you go to the supermarket, you're voting with your money with what you want to buy. And so you are in turn, if you are buying a product that is containing palm oil, or if you're buying a product that's containing, that's fish, basically all fish. Can't even say it because sustainable fish doesn't exist.
It's just raping the entire ocean, like really all the slave labor, like just even looking at the tuna that's like being fished, and all the dolphins and all the bycatch that's being killed from those things.
Just 50 million sharks.
That's what it's really bringing awareness to, and I just want to like bring in the awareness of the Vaquita marina and the Sea of Cortez, which she's the most endangered marine species right now. She's going extinct due to bycatch, due to this thing, to fish the chatraba. And if we can look at this as a systemic problem, like if we can look at how we need to reconnect with nature and with ourselves and with each other, and see that everything is connected, then we can move into the solutions. And I really think to put this energy, like, yes, it's so important to wake people up through these documentaries, through Seaspiracy, which is what we want to do through the media, to share the closed loop systems. We have to put our energy into repopulating these entire species. Really, that's what we need to see. Like, imagine if we could shift see all the wildlife coming back. Imagine the elephant populations coming back. Imagine all the animals in the ocean, imagining this as the future, because we are the architects of the universe, and we have the ability to imagine what is possible for the future. But it's hard when we have petitions like this that are just kind of anti-everything.
Yeah, but also when you say imagine, like, the only way that is possible is if people change their behaviors. Like, it's literally the only way. Like, all of these things are driven by demand, by our demand for wanting these products. If we stop consuming these products, then there won't be a demand for it. And then these, they're using nets the size of 13 jumbo jets, one net, and it's just crawling all across the ocean floor, catching 50 million sharks a year, catching turtles, dolphins, everything is getting caught in these gigantic nets. It's destroying the ocean floor, all the coral. The ocean sequesters most of the carbon more than forests, and 90%, and the plankton in the ocean gives us just as much oxygen as the freaking forests do. But because it's under the sea, we don't see what's going on right in front of our face. It's not being talked about, it's not being seen, it's completely in the shadows, and it's atrocious what they're doing, like, every single day. Like, I can't even get my head around the fact that 50 million sharks die every year. Like, I don't even understand how there's anything left. Like, how is there anything left? And that's the beautiful thing about the ocean. It just replenishes itself so quickly. And so if we had to just give it a little bit of a time to replenish itself, it could heal and we could get it back. But at this point in time, people are just consuming so much fish, so much meat all the time, that our forests and oceans aren't getting the time to replenish, because we're just like completely ravaging it all the time, like non-stop.
Yeah, we have to really look at the solutions, like you said, on an individual level. What are we doing in our own lives to shift, even just shifting our actions, like taking a walk in nature, going outside, spending time with the ocean, with your, reconnecting with yourself, taking care of yourself. All these things, like living a nature-based lifestyle, can allow us to shift from these other actions, like consuming all the things, or, just things that are not, or just even consuming old media that's not, like, it's like what you feed your body, what you're doing with your body. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you exercising? And then also, what are you listening to? What podcasts are you listening to? What media are you consuming? Are you listening to the mainstream news? That's really, that fear-based news is continuing to perpetuate the system that we're in. Or we can look at the other side of, wow, look at this dream world that we're creating, and shift our whole paradigm into focusing on what we can create for the future versus that media. Is the media that you're consuming inspiring? Is it positive? Is it uplifting? Is it inspiring you to take action? Is it inspiring you to change your own life and to change your own actions?
Yeah, because your inner world will always reflect your outer world. It's like, it works both ways. Like, So if you are consuming, and the thing is with consuming fish, it's got plastics and dioxins and PCB and heavy metals and mercury, and this is all the pollution that the ocean is sucking up that's going into the fish, and you're eating that. So it's not only about destroying the environment, it is destroying your own body by you putting these toxins in your body. And so like Glo said, like if you're going to be, you know, looking after yourself, having self-care, then you're naturally going to want to eat a more plant-based diet, food that is alive, food that is nourishing, that nurtures you, that replenishes you, that energizes you. You know, it's such a cycle. Like it really is. Like your whatever you put in yourself, like the waters that you drink, the food that you eat, is going to then have an effect on the way that you behave and the way that your body operates. And if you want to heal yourself, which is the biggest contribution that you can do, you will then want to heal the planet around you, because then you'll start caring, you'll feel good about yourself, you want to be in service. It's like a cycle. That's how it all works. And you know, the one point that I really liked is that the fish, the best nutrient from the fish is actually coming from the algae that they eat. The omega-3 comes from the algae. So if you eat the algae, you don't have to eat the fish with all the toxins, just eat the algae, and that will be what your body needs to function at its best, most performative, highest performance.
Yeah, we can just eat algae, you know, have that to get that omega-3, and there are always others like solutions and alternatives, and just like even just the amount of plants and plant species that we haven't even accessed in, you know, in Costa Rica. There's so many species of fruits, and you know, there's just so much more to be discovered in the rainforest. You know, we're gonna have access to so many new fruit species in the future if we take
the forest.
if we can regenerate the forest and, you know, take care of it, and you know, so even just mentioning the Amazon rainforest, there's an upcoming event, Stand for Amazon, we're in B1 on Earth Day, and then we have the vegan tour, Vegan World, on the weekend of April 24th and 25th, and then in May we're going to have an event on the 26th, 27th for Earth Embodiment. So as Tess said, you know, taking care of yourself and then taking care of the planet. So we're going to have one day focused on ourselves, and then one day focus on the planet, how we can take care of the planet around us.
Yeah, and we're no way saying that you must be vegan and you must do this. Like, I don't think that that's helpful to anyone, because you've been living a certain way your whole entire life. But if you just become conscious of your actions and just cut down if you just reduce your intake, like introduce a meatless Monday, introduce a fishless Friday, like you start introducing these practices into your life, into your family, and with your partners and relationships and your friendships, and that will help. You know, everybody did that in the whole entire world. It would make such a huge, humongous difference. Like, we're just over consuming now, and all we're asking is for you to just think before you buy something, think before you consume, think about what consequences that action might be making. That's the only thing that I think we're asking of people to do right now. We're not telling you what lifestyle to live, we're just telling you to think before you act, and to
slow down and breathe.
Slow down, yes, slow down and breathe, be in nature.
That's the biggest thing, I think, you know, coming back into even our script, is like, you know, we even ecocide, we feel so, like, honestly, like, for the past 4 years, like, I've become so overwhelmed of the problems of the planet. So just like taking a step back and taking a moment to breathe and just feel the gratitude that we have from the sun that's, you know, beating down on us, and just bringing this energy, this unlimited energy that we receive from the sun, from the ocean, from the wind, you know, all these unlimited forms of energy. And so just taking a moment to just be grateful for everything that we have on planet Earth, this amazing ecosystem that Gaia is, just, you know, and even, you know, small places that are so crucial, like these wetlands, the Bellona wetlands, are in critical danger right now, and we want to protect them and to preserve this area so that we can keep these, you know, how many species are there?
1,400 species are now going to be endangered because they want to do a project in Los Angeles. It's the last sliver of wetlands in Los Angeles, and it's home to 1,400 different types of species. It's the only place where birds can go and migrate and be. because there are no other places for the birds to be right now, because it's all been, you know, developed and industrialized. So this is the only place that we have left, and what they want to do is build a parking lot, because that's what the world needs, is one more parking lot. I mean, really.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a parking lot.
Yeah, it's
I
a
didn't
parking
hear that
lot.
part.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing that's scary is that there's like a gas, like sort of, I don't know, factory or a building that contains gas that was built in the 40s, and it's really close by and underground, and these places are only supposed to have a lifespan of 50 years, so it's way over its lifespan. And if they're going to be coming with this big machinery and like rocking the earth, these big tractors and steamrollers and whatever they're going to use, it can cause a disruption with this container of gas, and it can explode. So that's, you know, a huge risk in itself. All the carbon that these plants have sequestered are going to be released back into the atmosphere if they're destroyed, and then all these species are going to be gone. So it's just like, I can't believe that this is even something that can even be considered right now in this day and age, that people are going to destroy 1,400 different types of species for a parking lot. I mean, it's just
upside down. We have to literally flip right side up. Like this is literally, we need to go and flip everything. Like literally look at the Constitution, and by April 4th we want to create a declaration for Earth, and like all the things to have clean water, clean air, you know, like everything needs to be in harmony with nature so that we are protecting nature. But how do you think we can like switch the energy from we're gonna, you know, turn this wetland into a park lot into we're going to save this wetland, we're going to create education systems around this wetland to show how important it is for people to connect with nature? Like how can we send out good energy, or how, like, you know, moving beyond maybe a petition, or, you know, like what do you think is what we can do?
I mean, the only way is the same thing. It is showing, you know, it is boycotting these institutions. It's the only thing. Unfortunately, it's the only reason that they're doing these things is for money and for profit. And so I really feel like if they know that their profits are going to be affected in any way, then I seriously think that's the only way that they'll listen. So people have to speak up. I mean, legislation sometimes works, you know, speaking to your own local governments and councils and mayors and all of those kind of senates or whatever you call them in this country. But I really feel like finding out who this company is and boycotting them. It's the only way. Like, yeah, I mean, I do believe in positive energy and visualizing and all that kind of stuff, but I think in this third dimension, you know, your intention needs to have an action too.
You think a sit-in at the wetland would be good?
Yeah, direct action to raise awareness, because I think right now no one even knows about it.
Yeah.
So direct action, having people sit there, having it on the news, having more people speak up about it. It's like the only way that these things is, you have to create a noise. There has to be a noise about it. So people have to make a noise and speak up and go there, do direct action against this company, sit there and make this be on the news, because right now I didn't even know about it. Like, I don't even know how you found out about it.
The conversation.
No,
But there's Sarah Sandal, she's working with this woman who's running for LA City Council. So they're working with, and Molly, her name is Molly, she's running for City Council. And she's working for a world that works for all, and she's also, like, you know, interested in going plastic free and all these other things. So she's going to be speaking on the conversation next Friday, so we can hear her speak. And, you know, I think just, you know, maybe we can organize a sit-in at the wetlands if anyone's interested. And also looking at the economy, we have to put our values back into the economy. What is our dollar actually worth? Is it worth a piece of paper, or is it worth the trillions of acres of rainforest that are giving us the air that we breathe and the water that we drink, you know, and the ocean? So, I mean, looking at the laws, looking at the economy, you know, creating the bottom line that is not profit, that is people and planet, you know, like putting our values back into our value system and making our intangible assets known, you know, our intellectual property, our social networking, our social connections. Like, this is so much more valuable than any piece of paper will be, or any, you know, dollar value. The connection between us and nature, the connection between each person, you know, just shifting that energy is the future beyond crypto. Just the way that we can there are skills, you know, moving into gifting, all these different things. There's so many different types of economies that we can tap into to really shift, you know. But when we're talking about a wetland, that's kind of where, okay, if they're going to build a parking lot now, we need to, you know, take action now.
Yeah, so if you want to look more into it, just look up it's BALLANA, Guyana Wetlands in Los Angeles, and you can find out some more information if you're interested.
Yeah, it's near the Marina Del Rey. And then we're just going to mention our closed loop zero waste systems that we've been so inspired by here in Los Angeles. And it's really given me a new perspective on the entire topic of zero waste and reducing plastic. You know, yesterday we just got this burrito, and luckily they let us like bring our own container because we're trying to do a zero waste challenge. And I've been on a mission for 4 years trying to reduce waste, but really looking at the infrastructure systems and how we can create these like large closed loop systems on a business level, on a local scale, but being able to replicate that on a large scale, on a national scale, international scale. Just being so inspired by these businesses, they're doing delivery systems, you know, closed loop systems, you know, where you can receive your shampoo and conditioner and your soap at your door, and then they take the container and then put it through a A-grade industrial level cleaning system with UV sterilization to actually sterilize these products and these containers so that we can use them again, and so that we can avoid the fossil fuels and the oil that we're digging up to produce these products that we would be using in the first place. So it's saving lives, it's keeping our air clean, keeping our water clean. As we know, like, you know, landfills are leaching, the toxins from landfills are leaching into our water in Minnesota, and they're also protesting a pipeline that's being built right from Canada to Minnesota to down through the U.S. You know, on Indigenous lands. So just taking a stance and saying that's not okay. Looking at the solutions.
Yeah, and like that thing with the pipeline, like who's funding it? Chase Bank. Like Chase Bank are one of the biggest funders of fossil fuels, and so if you are banking with Chase Bank, like take your money out and put it into another bank, put it into one of those credit unions or something more that's more in alignment. Do you really want to be held responsible that your own hard-earned tax dollars are actually supporting something that's destroying the planet? Like it has to come at that length, because that's the only way Chase will listen. Thousands of their customers leave and go to another bank, then they will listen and they'll be like, okay, you know, maybe we need to like not fund these practices that are destroying the planet because we're going to lose customers, because unfortunately that's the only way that they'll listen. So if you are with Chase Bank, change banks.
And you can also, I mean, yeah, credit unions are really amazing. Like when I joined a credit union in Canada, they donated $50 to like building Habitat for Humanity homes, and they also, well, they donate through their like tax credit program, but they actually allow you to choose where you want to donate your money. So I chose Environmental Defense Canada, and also just looking at what we can do to shift our resources and our energy and our money, like looking at cryptocurrency and looking at conscious communities, you know, like seeds. The seeds community is building a grassroots community that is a cryptocurrency, but it's not just about the crypto, it's about what we can do with these seeds. It's like they offer grants, you can create a grant proposal, you can also, you know, in developing countries, they give out seeds for doing good deeds, like picking up trash and making eco bricks and things like this. So one of our dreams and goals is to be able to incentivize and gamify regenerative action. So things like composting and reducing waste, like choosing to bring your own bag and not use plastic, and all these different things we want to gamify and see a reward system be put in place.
Yeah, I think it's super important. And yeah, this is literally all we want to do, is just provide solutions, because I think people are super overwhelmed right now, and they're just like, there's so many bad things going on. Like, where do you start? Like, it is really overwhelming, and it can be quite hopeless sometimes when you're just hearing the media and just hearing how bad everything is. And I think we really want to shift that narrative and show you guys and show the world that there's so many amazing solutions out there that are hidden behind these doors that no one knows about because it's not on the mainstream. But we need to make it on the mainstream. People need to know how many amazing projects are out there, how many amazing ideas that are supportive of humanity, that are supportive of the earth, that exist and are easy to implement and easy to support. And the technology is out there. Like, all of this is right here, right now. The new earth is here. We just need to realize it and actualize it. So I think that's the whole point of the media that Chloe and I want to produce, is just showing, you know, the good news, what's going on out there. And then, you know, we have to obviously talk about things like the wetlands and stuff, because that is a threat that's imminent and happening now. But then providing you with a solution on what we can do about it is always the most important thing, which we'll always do. We'll always tell you a problem, and we'll always tell you the solution. We're not going to just like bombard you with problems. We're going to tell you, like, this is what's happening, this is what you can do about it, because it's all about empowering you with action, with choice, with giving the people the power back. Like, we are the 99%. Like, we can take the power back. We just have to do it. We just have to, like, unite, and we just have to really care and take the time to do something that's great for the greater good, something that's going to make a difference, be in service to your earth, to your fellow humanity, to your grandchildren. Like, it is up to us. Like, we need to stop shying away and trying to put our head in the sand. Like, the time is now. We need to act now. We need to make these choices now. We need to make these solutions a reality, and we need to implement them now. There is no time to waste. Like, we're at a crossroads right now, and we can either just carry on being ignorant and just carry on doing the things we're doing, consuming at the rate that we're doing. I mean, they said something like Canada, the way that Canada consumes, would need 4 Earths, 5 Earths to support the way that they consume. Yeah. It's just, and in the US, 4 Earths. Like, it's not sustainable. It's not regenerative at all, and it's all our own individual actions. And I'm not saying it's our fault. Like, it's the system we've been brought up in. It's the conditioning that we've had. I understand that. We cannot claim ignorance anymore, because the information is out there. It's at your fingertips. We have the internet now. We have information out there that we can't claim. I mean, my mom, when she grew up in the 50s and 60s, she could claim ignorance because there was nothing else besides the mainstream. That isn't the case anymore. So it is up to each and every single one of us. And if you have a child that's growing up and she turns to you and says, "Mom, what did you do to, like, help make this world a better place?" Like, do you want to say that you did nothing, or do you want to say that you actually tried your hardest? To every single act that you did was always going to be with a conscious decision that would support humanity and support the earth. So that's, like, the message that I just really want to convey.
Oh yeah, just like unlocking, like, I like what you said about unlocking the doors, like just like opening into a new door, into a new realm, into a new possibility of like what we can actually do as a collective, as a whole, as an ecosystem, and as an individual to recreate our own world first, and then recreate the world around us. And we're gonna continue sharing this media, and if you're here, like, comment, like, where you're tuning in from, give us a like, and also if you want to learn more, we're starting to share a campaign on greatercollective.org for now. And yeah, we're gonna be live on Sunday with the Future Is Now experience, as well on the 18th going into Earth Week, and then 22nd for Earth Day, and the 23rd for Vegan World Tour. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. It's amazing to be here in the space with you. I'm so passionate about what you do, Tess, Gaia Warriors, and yeah.
So much love. Thank you for your divine presence, and thank you for caring. We really, really appreciate it, and we hope